for the introduction and good evening, everyone. Good evening to all the partners connected from all around the world. Welcome to this community call. And I go straight to the content because today I'm sure that you will like what I'm going to share with you. So let me share my screen. I think that you can see it. Am I right? Andrea, maybe you can give me a
Yes, we
perfect.
can see. Yes,
Perfect.
yes.
Perfect. Fantastic. The opportunity of the decade, if not the century. Plastic credits, why the smart partners are already in and what you are going to do about it. 15 minutes, one message, and one decision that you have to take. I'm going to lead or I'm going to follow. You are about to join something that in 2017 was called carbon credit. The same things. And what seems strange today will be mandatory in 5 years, is starting already to become mandatory. And it will already have made its millionaires. 2017, carbon credit offset 1 ton of CO2 was about $5. Today we are here in 2026 in a new market with just a different type of pollution started. Is the plastic credit and is going to be worth billions dollars in the next 4 years, 2030. Those who entered in the carbon credits in 2017 today sell the same service to the companies, the same service to the people at 14x the initial price. I'm going to speak about number, but remember that if we speak about finance, economy, doesn't mean that carbon credit or plastic credit are financial products. It's just a market, it's just numbers. And it's not Ricardo that's saying that. It's like, for example, financials, newspaper like the Economic Times that say that India's plastic credit market is projected to reach $1.7 billion just in India, one country, by 2030. How is possible? Because the new regulation are pushing, are drive the demand, like the extended producer responsibility. Companies are forced to offset their own pollution. And as soon as the time will pass, the weeks, the month, the years, you don't have to convince the customer, the companies to buy because the market is already forcing them to do it. I perfectly remember, and here I think Andrea and other leaders, when we started in 2020 with the plastic credit concept, there was nothing. You went in Google, you Google it, plastic credit, nothing, nothing. And what we saw, even with nothing, in the last years, was the first stage of the market, the voluntary demand, where big customers, big company like Nestlé, Microsoft, Starbucks, Danone, Tetra Pak, PepsiCo, Unilever already started to claim and to build their own path to the sustainability in terms of plastic waste. Why? Because they were drive from the consumer pressure. They were drive and they are drive even today by the green marketing, the brand reputation, the tax benefits. But this one was the first stage of the market, the first one. Now we are shift to the second, the most interesting one, the mandatory demand. The customer must buy, the company must offset their own pollution and reduce the plastic footprint. APR regulation, PPWR regulation, CSRD regulation, I don't want to go deep. The concept is that Philippines now are forcing their company in the territory to offset 20% of the pollution. And these numbers, or to reduce the pollution to 20, 30, 40, up to 80% by 2028. You can reduce if you're really good, or you can offset with plastic credit. Indonesia, the same things. European Union, now they are harmonized the extended producer responsibility in each country, but is already active. California, India, Vietnam, same script. Translation, every month that passes, the list of customers who cannot say no to you grows. And it's quite interesting to have the opportunity to sell a product that the customer must to buy. And there are some figures that you should frame. You don't have to forget it. April 2017, $5 to offset 1 ton of CO2. Even the company, the heavy industry, the big polluter. I had a meeting last week, but I don't have time to share with you what happened. By the way, a big entrepreneur that was in the cement broker, sorry, he was like, so big polluter, he was like, yeah, strange things, who will ever buy this carbon credit? And after what happened is that starting from the last 5 years, 7 years, it started to be mandatory for him. And this is why all the mandatory regulation push the big polluter to buy carbon credit to offset the CO2 pollution. And what happened? The same ton, the same mechanism today cost 1,300% more. Same story, same script, only one difference. You are right now in 2017. Right now, Lucia, you are in 2017. You are in a market that just in India is projected to grow to $1.7 billion in the next 4 years. Right now, Omar or Lumina or Thomas or Ricardo, you are in a market that is expected to grow at multi-billions dollar in the next few years. X many times if we replicate the carbon credit multiplier. The same regulatory mechanism is in place. Remember this. We have 4 engines all running and all pushing in the same direction. Voluntary demand, shift to mandatory demand. These are the first 2 engines. The third one is really interesting, is the structural retirement. Yes, why? Because we know that every time company buy plastic credit from the public market and want to claim the environmental benefit with the label, if they want to claim and have the label, they must to retire the credit from the market forever. And what does it mean? The supply is self-destruct. More demand and less supply. It's like having a bucket full of water with today 100 people that want to drink a bit of it. And every time that someone want to drink a bit of water in the bucket, the water go down, the level of water go down. There is less water. And tomorrow there is not more 100 people, but 1,000 people. And everyone want the same water in the bucket, but the bucket each time is going lower and lower and lower. What happened to the price of the water? Easy. is going to increase. And the last one is the financial speculation. Yeah, because we don't remember it, but we are working in the 21st century where the finance is always in, even in the sustainability services, because hedge fund, family office, private investors, and this is what happened in 2024 when the World Bank and Citibank launched the first $100 million bond financial product in the plastic credit. Why? Because the investor, they're going to get paid back in plastic credit. And this type of hedge fund, they will buy credit with the only purpose to resell it in the next 5, 10 years. This is not a financial product, but this is how today is working with carbon credit, ladies and gentlemen. Forced demand, less supply, incoming speculators. What does it mean? Structural price pressures. It's not just a cycle. How many CSR 26 plastic credit the market needs? I have an example for you. Coca-Cola. We all know Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola in 2024 had a plastic footprint of around 3.6 million tons. You can search it. You can see the search down here, Helen MacArthur Foundation or Global Commitment 2024-2025. You can see this data, it's public available. 3.6 million tons per year. What happens if they decide to offset the 20% of their pollution with our credit? The demand on the public market is estimated to 7.2 billion CSR plastic credit in 1 year. What happens if they decide to offset the 50% of the pollution with us? We are speaking about a market demand of 18 billion CSR plastic credit in the public market. And I can continue. Now, let me continue not with Coca-Cola, but with the 8 big polluters, all aggregated. The volume of plastic that they generated between 2023 and 2024. Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, Nestlé, Procter & Gamble, Unilever, Danone, Mars, and Mondelez. Altogether, they produce in 1 year more than 9 million tons of new plastic. What happens if they offset with CSR plastic credit just the 20% of the pollution? 18 billion CSR plastic credit required in the public market. If we reach the 80%, 72 billion. Now, I can continue. I just want to give you the final number. In 2025, we release in the market less than 600 million credit. And are you scared about the price that will not grow? About our service that will not grow? We just spoke about 8 companies. Okay, the biggest one, but there are millions of companies. This is why not the CSR, but all the companies that are working in the plastic waste removal service in this market will increase in terms of price. And now I close like this. Remember that you are selling the only plastic credit with a real industry behind. We do not collect the plastic, move it from the beach to the landfill. We are recycling plastic waste. We delete the problem from the planet. We do not offset just on paper, but the waste actually is transformed into oil. We are not just one company that released the credit, but there are multiple recyclers all around the world that the release the CSR plastic credit. We are an army of recyclers globally. We are fully tracking adoption, fully audit, not as all the other competitor. And we are the only credit public traded on the market as carbon credit is today. So stop thinking about the customer. Think about how you can grow in this market. Think about that there is a mandatory pipeline that are forcing the company to push for this service. Think about that more companies and more private individuals will increase the ticket of the service that buy for you from you every year. And remember that you are in the new markets without competitors and with the leading companies in the world. So we come to an end. I was a bit on rush, but the final question for you is, you want to lead or you want to follow? But just remember that every revolution has an early chapter, and you are holding it. Literally. That's what you're doing. And the leaders doesn't follow the trends. The leaders are the reason why trend exists. Just keep doing what we are doing. But if you study these things, you will have the knowledge. You don't have to convince no one. Just study, take the knowledge, and automatically you will take action because the opportunity is so big. Thanks, Elliot, for